So we've been in season 8 for a little over a week, and there's still so much to talk about. What are you doing? Hold on. Why is everyone just ramming me immediately? Okay. I definitely think it's the best update Sea of Thieves has had since year 1, but it definitely has some issues. Skill-based matchmaking potentially not even working, long wait times, and supply struggles are all major problems I'm hoping Rare will address sooner than later. The headline feature of this season, on-demand PvP, is very complicated, so if you want to know all the nitty-gritty details, be sure to check out my video on the Season 8 launch. Even if you're horrible at fighting other players, I'm going to lay out what you're likely doing wrong so that you can try and improve. Here we go. Stop ramming. As I alluded to earlier, this is the most common issue right now. It really does feel like 75% of players just immediately try and ram your ship at the start of each battle. Do not do this. This leaves you open to getting pummeled by cannons, boarded, and likely sunk within 60 seconds or less. Instead, turn away from the enemy ship until they're in your broadside, then put your wheel to gently circle around and behind the enemy ship, giving you time to take shots and potentially even board them. Supply up. I know it really sucks, especially if you don't have the gold to spend, but you need to gather supplies before joining the war map. If you do have the gold to spend, buy supplies from the merchant and the shipwright and make sure you collect whatever's on the outpost. If you don't have that much gold, do your best to manually collect as much as you can or raid a nearby sea fort and all the islands that you can for supplies. Going in with default supplies is an absolute death sentence. Between battles, I usually try and loot the floating barrels before requeuing to stay stocked up. Hopefully, this is something Rare will address soon because gathering supplies really does kill the momentum of this new feature set. Guard your ladders. The meta, as usual, is boarding the enemy ship and spawn camping them until you either sink them or drive them out of bounds. Regardless, you should never allow an enemy player on your ship. Listen for the distinct sound of a mermaid spawning, player swimming, and then the telltale splash when someone grabs your ladder. Oh. If you miss any of these, it could very well mean you've already lost the fight. Blunderbombs can be very useful to knock someone off your ladder. Just make sure they don't re-grab and you don't accidentally get knocked off in the process. If you know what you're doing, you can also keep them off with your sword or blunderbuss. Keep moving. This is something I've seen happening a lot. A player gets some holes in their ship and their mast knocked down. They immediately start repairing the holes in their ship instead of raising their mast first. Don't do this. You do not want to be sitting still at any point during a battle. So unless you've got a ton of water coming in, buy yourself time with a couple buckets, raise your mast, repair, and get back moving. Yes, you have to board the enemy ship. I know this is one that some of you may not like, but you have to board them to end the fight. In most cases, pure naval battles will go on and on and on until one boat runs out of supplies. Being that supplies are even more important than usual in this mode, you do not want to be wasting them. Get some holes on the enemy ship and send someone over to their boat to protect those holes. If you're solo, make sure you're repaired before shooting over. But if you manage to board and they don't have any holes or they aren't taking water fast enough, do not anchor them unless your crew is already nearby and taking shots. If you don't anchor them, just do your best to drive them out of bounds or even towards the nearest floating keg if you're lucky. So how have you been enjoying the mode so far? Do you have any tips I maybe missed? Please let me know in the comments. But this is not all you need to get good in this mode. These are just the basic mistakes people keep making. If you want more, check out my 45 video PvP tips playlist in the description of this video. If you want to stay up to date with PvP news and the state of the game within Sea of Thieves, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I give away exclusive in-game items every Wednesday and occasionally have Twitch drops on my stream at twitch.tv/blurbs, where I'm live every weekday and most weekends. Also, if you want some more help or just to meet people within the community, join our Discord. Everyone is super cool and we'd love to have you. But as always, thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video.